Today we're going to go over a series of exercises that'll get you driving a manual in around 30 minutes. We're going to briefly go over the mechanics of the manual and not spend too much time on this because I'm sure there's tons of videos online already that will go into greater detail on this. So basically, like any other car, here if you follow my right foot, this is a gas pedal, then right next to it to its left is the brake pedal, and then on a standard transmission, if you look at my left foot, that is the clutch pedal. Now in my case, I have an extra pedal here for the emergency brake, but most cars won't have this. This is a truck. So once again, gas, brake, and all the way to the left is clutch. Okay, and then on the manual side, you clutch in obviously, and it has a mapping that tells you this is first, second, third, fourth, blah 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 gear. So you follow the mapping. Over, up, is first. It's almost always the case. Straight down is second. Up to neutral. Over a little bit. Up here is third, etc. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. And the first exercise is going to be this. And all we're going to do is brake and clutch at the same time. And this is important to be able to have this habit because whenever you're going to stall, you're about to stall, or you're coming to a stop when you're going to stall, it's important to just be able to hit the brake and the clutch at the same time. Because if you just clutch, then you keep going and you could possibly hit something. If you just brake, then your engine's going to stall out. So do this as many times as you need to, brake and clutch, and just make it a habit when you're coming to a stop or the RPMs are so low that you feel you're going to stall out, you can tell when the car starts vibrating. We're just going to brake and clutch at the same time. Do it 10 times, do it 100 times, whatever, until it becomes a second nature. Second thing we're going to do is we're going to master the control of the clutch pedal itself. So what we'll do here is we'll actually get it in gear. So put it in first, right? I won't use anything else. I'm just going to use my foot to get this car going. Okay, so I'm going to gradually ease out. And this works a little bit better when you're on a downhill, right? So now we're actually in motion. And I never gave it any gas, right? So one more time. We're just going to be at a standstill, okay, in first gear, and we're just going to get total control of this clutch pedal, and we're going to gradually let it out until we're in motion, right? So that's exercise number 2. Do that as many times as you need to, 10 times, 100 times, whatever, until you have total control of that clutch pedal. Next thing we're going to do, very easy, is the gas. So here, we're just going to get a feel for how much gas you give as you push it. And every car is going to be different. The clutch pedal is going to have a different friction zone. The gas is going to feel different depending how you press on it. And then let's take it out of gear if you can get on a downhill, or we can get it going a little bit and take it out of gear. And we're going to get a feel of the brakes on the car. And if this is a car that you're unfamiliar with because it's the first time you're driving manual with it, then you'll have to do this a couple times and just get the feel of the braking. Okay, so now that you've gotten the feel of those 3 components, right, what we're going to do is the practice of giving it gas first. So we'll put it in gear in first, we'll give gas, and then we're going to gradually let out the clutch pedal, very gradually. Give it as much gas as you need until we can get going. All right, let's pull around this corner here, do it one more time. So from here, brake and clutch, remember that first exercise? We're already in first gear, and all we're going to do is we're going to first give it some gas, kind of get the RPMs up a little bit. You can see how they're going up on the gauge cluster. Give it some gas, and as we're gassing steadily, we're going to let out that clutch pedal. And there we go. All right. And now you're basically driving. From here on out, it's just a matter of clutch in, shift to your next gear, clutch out. But when you're already in motion, it's much, much, much harder to stall out the engine than when you're not. Most of the stalls, like 90% of the stalls, are going to come from being at that stopping position, like you're at a red light or a stop sign. And now you got to get this thing going from a stop position. So last time we give it gas first, get the RPMs up a little bit, and then while we're holding that gas pedal steady, we're just going to gradually let out that clutch pedal. And once again, like the other exercises, do that 10, 20, 100 times until you get the feel of it. This total time will really take you maybe 30 minutes if you go through this progression of exercises and you really master each pedal and the workings of the pedals in conjunction like that. I hope this helps.